Good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday to everybody. Looks like we are set up and ready to go. Everything is looking good on this wonderful Friday afternoon, at least for some. Not for me. Friday morning, June 18th, 2021. My name is Jarad. This is Engineering the Markets. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so market conditions have been quite interesting the past couple of days after our FOMC news and some of the adjustments that are being made inside of certain sectors, certain areas that we like to track. We've seen some pretty big shifts in some more inflationary benefiting sectors. And then we've also seen some return of strength back into things like technology. And what this does for something like the SPY is essentially draw the SPY somewhere in the middle of all of the price action. And one way to really see this this split, and some people will call it like a bifurcation of the SPY, is to look at something like a heat map on the days where you have this elevated volume, and specifically when you have a lot of strong sectors getting stronger and then weak sectors getting weaker, showing more of the sector rotation aspects of the market. So yesterday, we saw a lot of that where our large tech names, our big market cap movers of the SPY, had really strong pushes to the upside. Some really key standouts were Amazon, which continues to be in sort of that trend day scenario from sort of its mid-range on the daily. We saw things like Apple put in sort of like a 3-bar play on the daily. There's a bit of volatility that occurred this prior session where we came down and tested the trading range that Apple came from, but ultimately Apple has pushed higher. And then some of our stocks that have been trending continue to essentially trend to the upside, forming new all-time highs. These are going to be your Googles and your Facebooks. Maybe not so much Google, which does track slightly differently, but ultimately these have all been sort of trending to the upside with every single pullback on 20 to 50 period moving averages, allowing for another swing high. Now, what stands out here is that we also have healthcare, which has been in the most recent sessions holding near its all-time highs. We'll look at something like XLV to sort of see that that setup and the fact that the trading range is stable in those areas. But we've seen a big shift in what has been strong and no longer is in that trend structure. Specifically in this scenario, we're going to look at banks and we're going to look at industrials. There's also some scenario inside of materials. Whether or not you trade materials is sort of, based on your trading style, but there's both opportunity that has probably come and gone to the downside as the markets have basically brought these out of favor for the time being. Yet they are simply returning to areas that they came from, sort of breakout zones on the daily chart. And even though they are weak relative to other sectors, we're going to be looking for opportunities once again to catch some bounces. These are going to be more short-term opportunities back to areas of value. And then specifically, if the market does continue to sell these off, we'll look for those bounces to be faded and lead to additional lows. But in yesterday's session, the main thesis here is that we did see a lot of sort of reallocation of funds. There was quite a bit of rotation going on. And specifically inside of an index watch, which I believe the data does disappear every single day. But if you're watching intraday or even at the end of the session, it can be worthwhile to see which stocks relative to some filter. And in this case, I'm just looking at the S&P 100. You can see which stocks are advancing and declining. So you can see sort of, what sectors are standing out. Is there just an all sector push, or is it just sort of a mixed bag? And inside of that, you can see things like volume, accumulated volume, and cumulative capital. So this gives you a sense of, yes, you could have a full sector rotation occurring, but the size and the capital allocation towards that may be still less than other capital allocation going to weaker sectors. And that can lead to a overall weak market on that day. So depending on the scenario, these are some metrics you can look into on days that are very obviously trying to rebalance themselves, and start to look for opportunities in those areas, because, as things shift, we're going to be seeing a little bit more volatility in those sectors. And if they are starting to move into zones of interest to the buy side or the sell side, we can take advantage of those as they get there. Now, with the SPY sort of crossing the middle range, we saw two of our index products in basically the opposite scenarios. We had the QQQ, very strong move to the upside. We had a lot of strength return intraday on semiconductors. If you were trading AMD, NVIDIA, a lot of these stocks had very strong trend days with very little in the way of pullbacks. And with what we saw in the big tech names, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft, a lot of these stocks helped the QQQ hit their new all-time high. Yet when you look at something like the IWM, unlike the SPY, which sort of had that indecision range-bound day, the IWM did have quite a volatile session to the downside. And once again, if we look at our heat map, we can see that a lot of that damage was done in something like the financial sector. There were other pockets of weakness. Energy saw some weakness as well yesterday. So regardless of which area you were trading, those tend to track fairly close to each other. You can see materials much more clearly inside of the IWM, very weak day, and a lot of material names. And then industrials as well. We can look at that with our sector ETFs. But this overall rebalancing that's occurring, we're going to be seeing this possibly continue on intraday sessions, where in the past we've had days where everything is correlated. Markets are quote unquote going up or going down, and they're all sort of moving in tandem. Everything is moving to the upside at roughly the same percentage. Some strong candidates, but overall there's an all-court press. We did not see that yesterday. It was very split. And what that tells us as market participants is that there isn't necessarily a ton of fear, as we didn't see a all sell sort of day yesterday, but there is rebalancing occurring. These sector changes that we're trying to interpret, we need to see which sectors are coming back into favor. And if there are risk on sectors coming back into favor, we can look to see if those are going to perpetuate to new highs inside of our SPY, and our Qs obviously have already hit that mark. We'll see how much more they have left to give. Now, looking across our sector ETFs, now that we've covered some of the movement yesterday, we talked heavily about financials, major downside move in financials. What was interesting about this is during the announcements yesterday, during the announcements Wednesday, we saw the 10-year interest rate have a sharp spike to the upside. And what was, sort of worth mentioning on yesterday's session was financials were the only sector that really held in with a positive day. The rest of the sectors did have a lot of weakness on that day. The idea moving forward was that can financials sort of support themselves in this zone, and can interest rates essentially move higher from this point? What we saw was that there was a sort of reversal structure inside of the 10-year, and with the financials in an already weak posture and simply trying to decide whether to bounce or to fail, we saw the more fail scenario and a sharp decline to the downside. From our technicals and simply just looking at the appropriate area to consider risk, yes, the financials are selling off. Yes, they've been elevated for a long time. This has been the sort of idea that we've been carrying forward, that strong sector getting stronger, but eventually there will come a larger correction. We just simply don't know when that will occur and what will be the catalyst. We are in that scenario of that larger correction occurring, and we simply need to look at larger time frames to see where is the next spot to anticipate some sort of reaction. I've gone ahead and marked where we came from, sort of the breakout zone that financials had that led to the past couple of weeks of upside. And then as we come back into this zone, we see that the 20 period coincides fairly closely with this area. So we'll simply see if the financials can sort of catch a breath here, and we will at that point be looking for sort of a lower high scenario on the daily, and the weekly will simply be catching itself from the downside. This is going to be our dead cat bounce opportunity that we could take advantage of, as at this point it does not necessarily make sense to get short inside of an already weak sector. You certainly want to define your risk a bit better if you're looking to short this area. Same idea with XLI, sharp decline, loss of the 50, high volume. We're coming into some zones of previous support, but ultimately this is starting to really perpetuate itself to the downside. Likely would want to look at the weekly scenario and find that 20 period reaction before considering long exposure. But as we move down, we will simply see if this is going to bounce around the same time as financials. And finally, one of the weaker sectors, but has hit sort of those target zones, is materials. We have our general trend line, which has come back into. Normally, this is a great area to define risk back to the upside. But with the weakness we're seeing, we're no longer in that daily trend structure relative to our moving averages. And we simply have to respect the fact that this could have a dead cat bounce leading to a lower high on the daily, and then could easily see additional downside if things continue on this trajectory. So I would say the first case where we may see this sort of weekly 20 period bounce would be materials. What's nice about this is it does coincide with the trend line. And if we look at, I would say, more horizontal support, I don't think that would line up perfectly, but ultimately it would be a rough breakout zone prior to more of a parabolic move in materials. So we will see how this plays out. We have a lot of technical signals showing us that maybe the selling is in the short term likely to bounce. And if we pull up something like volume profile, we see that there is some large value zone that we came from. On a bounce scenario, we would be targeting a return back to that area, and then obviously a fade back into maybe test the bounce point. So these markets are shifting around us, and we have to take into account some new opportunities. Let me pull this back to the 20. So we're still looking at technology, which is now making a new all-time high. We have seen most of this structure be a bit volatile and choppy throughout periods of weakness in the market, but the overall trend continues. We do have trend line support. We do have a lot of moving average cross, and the structure of the 20-5200 still is in a bullish position. We simply need to be aware of the downside risk in technology. Usually those strong moves to the upside are followed by strong downdrafts in correctionary phases. And let's see, energy had its weakness. We talked about healthcare holding the top of this range. We'll continue to see if that can break bullish into either today or next week. And our communication sector holding near the highs. So quite a bit of movement, quite a bit of shift in the market. And as we are on the Friday session, we're also in a very specific period known as quad witching. You'll often hear triple witching. Technically, quad witching is the appropriate definition of what today is defined as. So for those unfamiliar, every, 3-month cycle, starting every year in March, third Friday of March, June, September, it should be December, I believe. Those 4 Fridays have certain qualities to what is expiring inside some of the derivative products of the market. When you think of some of those derivatives, you're going to be thinking index futures. So this is going to be things like your ES, your NQ, RTY, YM, all of these index future contracts that need to roll into the next monthly contracts. You will have things like index options expiring. So anytime you're looking at something like SPX, RUT, INDX, all of our index tickers, they all have options that you can trade against them. Those derivatives also need to be adjusted or rolled out into the future. There's something called single stock futures, which a lot of retail traders are not necessarily as familiar with, but those are also very similar to our index futures, needing to be adjusted and rolled. And then the final one I believe is just general options. I believe I got those 4 right. So it should be 2 types of futures, and basically your index options and your general options, stock options, ETF options, etc. All of these have an expiration on one of the series that needs to be adjusted. So you pull up any stock, you see that these 18 June 21s need to be basically adjusted like any other weekly, monthly, or quarterly series. You pull up something like SPY, which is going to be our index ETF. Same idea, these 1821s. /ES, one of our index futures. We have these June 21s with 0 days to expiration. We also see that this contract here is already trading on the active contract, which is in September, but some of that rolling is still left to occur. You can see that there's still some volume in the June contract, and that probably is more adjustment that's going to occur today. And then if you look at something like SPX, this is more of the index itself. As this loads, you will see once again the 18 June 21 with 0 days. So what does this mean for us as traders? How can we take advantage of this? I think ultimately we want to not necessarily change our trading style and methodology based on this single event. There is going to be potential for additional unusual price action, and I would say short-term volatility inside of the afternoon session as things are starting to get closer to the end of the day, markets are going to be adjusting and finishing up their rolling operations or their closing operations. Using that information, the market could essentially do one of many things, and it's hard to take advantage of just one thesis. But there is an activity that could occur today that you may see inside of highly traded option stocks. So one of the more common ones today is AMC. AMC has a lot of option volume going through it relative to the trading volume intraday. And with this activity, and this can pretty much occur every Friday, but it's more, I would say, potentially noticeable intraday on a quad witching day. There could be an activity called option pinning that occurs. So whenever you have a large amount of open interest in one or multiple strikes for a particular contract, excuse me, using the market makers like to keep the price stable around those strikes in order to transact the rolling operation that is occurring intraday. So if you think about the idea of supply and demand, markets like to balance around high value zones because they often like to allow for markets to transact there for periods of time. And then once everything is completed, or once there's not enough balance remaining, the market will move away from the zones in search of new value. And if there's additional demand that needs to be met, it usually moves higher. If there's additional supply, it usually moves lower. The same concept can apply in the option market. It's a little bit more obtuse than that, but ultimately large volume and large open interest can draw the price of a stock to those areas. Market makers will transact with people either closing their position, rolling it. Even in the case of an expiration, they may actually let those options expire and simply acquire the shares, depending on if they're in the money or not. So when we look at something like AMC, which I know a lot of people are trading actively throughout the past couple of weeks, we can simply scroll down and see where those high volume nodes, and specifically where the ones that are close to the current price. There are some larger open interest nodes farther away from the price, but those are less relevant unless the price actually moves in those directions. Otherwise, they simply are in the money or out of the money. And if they're not being closed today, then those shares should be assigned to those respective market participants. Now, what's interesting is AMC does have some relative high open interest near the 59 and 60 strikes on the current 0-day to expiration series. The put side does sort of confirm that 60 is just sort of a stopping zone. It's a whole dollar number, so it's not an unusual thing to see something like that marked. But what we can do is say, does the current price reflect that value zone inside of the option market? And if we just maybe look at the past 30 days on AMC, we load up something like a volume profile, and we ignore where VPOC is because technically this includes the data before the breakout that we've had. We can see that there's actually quite a bit of trading volume around, I would say, 57 to 59 up into 60. This obviously defines a structure. Man, having a hard time talking today. This defines a structure based on patterns that we often look at, but it's more interesting to see that the market is putting value in this zone. And whenever the market decides to move away from this value, we need to recognize that it's been here for a long period of time. There's a lot of people defining their risk in this area. They're buying at the money, in the money calls. Their stop losses are to the downside if they're bullish. Their stop losses are close to the upside if they're bearish. And a move away from this area, if it occurs, will be quite powerful, regardless of which direction it chooses. So knowing all this today, knowing that it is an expiration day, one thought you could have in trading a stock like this or any stock that shows these characteristics is, where do I see the high value, and look at the option contract to get a clue. Does that coincide with the current price, or is it close to the current price? And if it is, if there is some high value far away from the current price, you see the market moving towards it, that could be your ultimate target to hit in sort of a trend structure. If you're at value, it's sort of that 50-50. Are we going to move away or are we going to stay here? Ultimately, market participants and market makers like to keep the price stable so they can transact. So even though the technicals may look bullish, it may look like we're about to break out of a pennant, market makers are in control here, and they do like to keep things stable while they roll out the risk of all of these option contracts. So we'll see if that transpires today on something like AMC, but you can do this analysis regardless of the stock, so long as there's a relatively high option volume. Usually it does have some indication of, sort of a bullish lean, a bearish lean. There might be sort of a neutral lean if everything is sort of piled into the current price, and market makers will simply respond to that by keeping things where they currently are, as opposed to being more directional in nature. So we'll see if that transpires. Obviously, if you know how to play some more delta neutral strategies inside of the options, you can take advantage of this pinning activity. You want to think maybe like some at the money butterflies. You could consider maybe some iron condors. I don't know if the risk to reward makes sense given the high IV. But ultimately, you're trying to play either market staying where it currently is, and you want some sort of theta decay to take advantage of a stable price, or you're trying to anticipate a move away from value, at which point you'd obviously look for a more aggressive, maybe delta positive strategy. In the case of the high IV for AMC, not necessarily buying calls outright, but you could be looking more towards back ratios, doing some sort of buying and selling to sort of neutralize some of the high IV that's in the stock. So with all of that, my name is Jared. This is Engineering the Markets. Obviously, stay on your toes in a market that is trying to adjust all of this risk. It's actually quite an interesting change in recent past couple of sessions, because markets have been mostly sort of grinding to the upside. Now we're actually seeing some things moving to the upside and to the downside. So we can have quite an interesting balance of our portfolios if we're taking advantage of these different scenarios. So with that said, I'm Jared, Engineering the Markets. Stay tuned for pre-market prep, and we'll talk more next week. Obviously, have a great Friday, and hopefully we can all take advantage of some of these opportunities moving forward.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Coming on a little bit early, as we are aware of the website issue. So those on YouTube, I have a link posted there. If you are a member, you have access to the chat room. Just click on that link, and that will take you directly into the chat room. Just our web page is acting a little funky today, but the rest of the site is working, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, just click on the link above, guys, and you should be able to get in. It might take you one or two shots to do it, but after a few tries, you should have no problem getting on that link. So, all right, good morning, guys. Let's get right to it. Noah will be joining us in a second, but since I'm on a little bit early, let's go ahead and look at the stuff that we had yesterday. And again, you really did not have to look much further than AMC and AMD. Really, I mean, these two were just incredible yesterday. Here is our 5 minute from yesterday. So here we go. Good pre-market action on both of them, and then at the open, they just took off. I mean, it's just incredible. Very, very clean, guys. Beautiful continuation. It was really a nonstop on AMC there. AMD did not get left behind. AMD started to get going here early in the pre-market around 9. It was not doing much. News came out of them doing some kind of partnership with Google, I believe. And then once that came out, it really got going here. Market opens up and this thing takes off nicely. Actually, a little bit better, cleaner than AMC as well. Again, very, very nice. So again, these two guys were really on fire. Even Ford, which usually does not trade very well, was a great one for a short here. So you can see Ford here dropping very nice. It looked like it was going to be strong. It started off that way, got some volume going around 8 o'clock. Looked like it wanted to break out from some of these levels that we had here. But after hitting 1551, nice rejection, and it was just so dull for the rest of the day. It held on to this 9 moving average and never really looked back, just straight down here. You do get a test of the 20. Great re-entry once you see this thing is rejecting here, and look at that, just another continuation towards the downside yesterday on 4. So they were not having fun at all there. The next one we had was we had TRCH on our list as well. This was a pre-market was great, looked good, had some activity here. I don't recall if we had shares for short on a TRCH. I don't think we did. And if we did, it was very little, at least with IB. This does drop here in the pre-market. It does give you a little bounce, and then again, just drops some more, but not as clean as anything else. And again, all eyes were on AMC and AMD, really. Here's Run. Run was nasty as well, guys. It's very, very choppy. I didn't see anything clean there. And then we also looked at NNOX. Had a great pre-market action. Looked like it has some potential, but really did not go anywhere after the bell. Just kind of chopped around here. So it's just pretty crappy there as well. We did have some of our secondary lists. We had FSLR, we had Apple. Apple was nice as well, guys. Look at this beautiful breakout here on Apple. So this traded very, very clean. The Qs, a lot of stocks from the Qs that are big there were trading very nice as well. The QQs are popping up nicely early on. Roblox was very choppy. Every candle overlapping the previous candle, so you did not get a whole lot going there. We had Wish also on our secondary list, which Wish would trade it better, but it didn't. CLDS also was crappy. And BB, I didn't look at BB. What did BB do here? Did not really it got going, right? It got a nice little pop here, but nothing like we saw on AMC yesterday, right? That was obviously the stock in play. And already this morning, guys, AMC has 2.5 million shares traded. They will definitely be on our list. AMD has 361,000, which is also very decent for the time that it is for AMD. So we'll be watching that as well. So fun day yesterday. A lot going on. Let's see how we end the week, guys, here today. So with that said, we'll skip the community announcements for now. As Norm is fire his system up and joins us here, we will go straight to watching our gap list and see what we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove some of the stuff here. Oh, and let's not forget ORPH also was very active, but man, was this thing being manipulated or not? You guys saw this on YouTube. Andrew trying to trade this live, and how choppy it was, and how every time it looked like it was going to break out, like here, just no continuation. Then you get this really aggressive drops, right? Same thing here again, winds up, great consolidation. This is what you want to see. Winds up, get ready to go, and then boom, another drop, right? So once you see this happening a couple of times, you just want to stay away from a stock like this. And then you see it here, right? If you're holding on here for dear life, hoping for a bounce, look what happens. look what happens here. This thing goes from 16 to 14. This is a $2 drop, and then it halts, right? So when we're talking in about our education about these lower flow stocks not being kind to new traders, that is exactly what we're talking about. So if you're new, starting out, and do not have the experience yet, try to avoid these because they're just brutal. A mistake on these type of stocks can cost your account dearly. So we recommend you stay away from them. Yes, we'll look at them here and there, but if you're just starting out, just stay away from this stuff here. All right, let's take a look at our gappers list this morning, guys. Let's get rid of all of this here, and we'll see what we have going on here. Let's go all the way to the top, delete that, and let's get some rows in here. All right, there we go. All right, excellent. Let's take a look at our gapping up list this morning, starting with this low flow CAY. This one is a 16 million shares flow. It looks like a buyout. Doesn't look good at all, guys. As you can see here, nice gap up this morning, but then let's get the daily as well on the bottom. So nice gap up of 46%, moving sideways. I believe this looks like a buyout. This does not look good at all, so I'm going to skip it. Also, the daily very crappy, barely getting any. There's no days here above a million shares traded at all. So if someone can confirm that, I think that it's a buyout. I'm going to skip and move on to something else. Here we have UTME this morning, 3.8 million shares float. And as you can see here, the big drop yesterday here, going from as high as 75, opened up at 55, closed at 15. Ouch. That is not good here. You guys, my screen frozen. You guys getting a frozen screen? Okay, let's refresh here. Hold on one sec. We'll do a couple of things here. We'll close this and we'll refresh and see what's going on. Yeah, YouTube, it's very, very very well streamlined. That never has any issues. Let's go in here, refresh our room. YouTube, you should still be able to hear me with no problem. YouTube is perfectly fine. We're just gonna go ahead and check our chat here and send this over. All right, so there we go. They should be able to see me now, and hopefully that stays intact. All right, we're back. That should be good. Let me go ahead and change a couple of settings here. Hopefully that will help with the website. Let's disable this and let's disable that. All right, you should still be able to see me, guys. Hopefully not frozen. Okay, perfect. Here we go. All right, so UTME, guys, very active this morning. 2.3 million shares traded so far. We're up 18% on this bad boy after being down. What is this? 75% this thing lost yesterday. Who knows? So we'll have to see how this plays out. Very, very scary stuff. How did that actually happen yesterday? So right at the open, you just got several drops here, several really big drops with very little volume, guys. Only 14 million shares traded here, 14.9. You got this initial drop and then right down to 15. That is not good. So this morning they're getting some action. We just have to be careful with this one. This is a low flow sitting at 3.8. We'll put this down here, UTME. We'll put that on there, see what happens with that. CVAC, we saw this last time. Peter, good morning. How are you, brother?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm great. I just realized that you mentioned Norm. He's on jury duty today.
He is. Yes, my partner in crime is on jury duty. You're absolutely right. And he did send us a reminder.
You did, and I just realized it, and I thought I wouldn't make you do this all on your own. So if I can provide any support, I'm here for you.
I highly appreciate that. That's right. Norm is out for the day today. We will see him on Monday if all goes well there. So yeah, thanks, Peter, for jumping on. Appreciate that. And we're left over here on CVAC. This one, guys, we've seen in the past. It gapped up huge, yet gapped up down big yesterday here, going from 95 down to 50 or so. Again, doesn't look like it's a great intraday trading stock. If we look at this action, intraday action here, it looked okay without, again, I didn't look how the actual price action was on this stock, so hard to tell. But this morning they're up 11%. Pre-market doesn't look very interesting right now. Spread is not great. Maybe a possible, maybe. We'll have to see. we'll have to see. Here's Geo this morning. They have a very high short interest here, 34%. That's pretty high. And this morning they're up 10% here. So possible short squeeze. We ran up in the past before. As you can see here, this is a 117 million shares flow. So it's not a low flow stock. It is the lower price. If we can get a squeeze going here, guys, this can turn out to be very nice. But I'm gonna put as a possible for now. Pre-market is not looking too great. We are up 10% with 244,000, but outside of that, we're not seeing a whole lot going on there. Next, we do have TI, and Peter, you know, man, if you have something, just cut me off and we can get into it. Any catalyst that might be worth talking about.
Yep.
Here we have TIRX. This one this morning up 5.1, 560,000 shares traded. I hate the daily on this one, guys. It does not look good at all. I mean, just look at this thing. So we're gonna skip on that one. This is a 3.9. Volume is not great. Yeah, just everything about this doesn't look. It looks fishy. Let's go somewhere else. EDU, we know this one can be a little scary to trade at times. Today they have good pre-market action, 632,000 shares traded. This is the education company alongside Tao. These two guys are Chinese ED education courses or whatever companies. And they've just been getting slammed, but they don't trade very well in the intraday. At least the few times that I have seen them on my watch list, the intraday trading has not been clean. So I'm going to keep them off as well today. I hope to find something better than these two this morning. VXRT.
HSBC went and downgraded a whole bucket of stocks in the Chinese education sector, including EDU and TAL that you just mentioned. So it feels like they're a little late to the party, but it could be that this is the analysts sort of catching up to the news and deciding that the Chinese government's not going to change their mind on education over the long term. So we'll see what happens with these stocks. I wouldn't want to be a long-term investor in them.
Absolutely not. They do not look great at all, and everything behind them as far as news has been negative. VXRT, we've seen this in the past, ran up pretty good a couple of weeks ago. Well, actually 2 months now. And then well before that ran up all the way to 24 here. So this was insane. So today we're getting a little bit of a pop here. Pre-market's not looking great though. They're up almost 4%, 239,000 shares traded. But outside of that, I don't see anything great. What I do like about this one though, they do have very high interest, short interest here, 27, almost 30. That could create some kind of squeeze here back up to some of these levels, 10, 950 or so. But again, the pre-market's not there, guys, so I'm not going to add it. If it does get better, throw it back out to me. CLNE this morning, they are up 3.4, 1.6 million shares traded right now. This thing has ran up in the past plenty of times. We were making fun of this one a couple of days ago because it seems like every gap up has been met with a sell-off. I mean, there's no green candles in this whole stretch here. This stock did not manage to end green for whatever reason. It gapped up. It was ending okay as far as the numbers and a small little uptrend, but every candle selling off. So we got finally the first green candle yesterday. Today we're getting some activity. Could be interesting. Maybe we're trying to change direction here and actually end green again today. We'll see. We'll put it on here. CL. What's the float on this one? We are looking at 132, so that's not bad. CL. And E. We'll add that on here. We'll see what's going on there this morning. Good pre-market action right now. Next, we have TRCH. This was on our list yesterday. It looked okay. It was not great. Right now, up 3.7, 1.1 million shares traded. Look at their dailies. Very interesting here. We're consolidating between 482, what seems to be 475 right here. We got a couple of days that have popped up outside of that. But for the most part, this is your main consolidation range. We are slamming up against that 475, which is nice if we can get the volume, which we have seen come in the past very well here, guys. Look at that, 264 million, 132. This is probably about 50 or so, maybe 75. So it's definitely seeing volume. If we can get some kind of breakout here, this could run. It has done so in the past. So that could be interesting. I think it's worth taking a second look. I'm going to put it as a possible for now, guys. Up 4%, 1.1 million shares traded. We talked about Tao already. Go to this morning, GOTU is I'm not doing a whole lot here, so I'm gonna skip on it. I think we can find something a little bit better. All right, let's see. RLX just popping up here. No, this is looking pretty bad. No volume right now. All right, let's see what's gapping down today. ORPH this morning, they are down huge, 53%, guys, 12 million shares traded. Let's talk about this a little bit here. So this stock yesterday, well, first let's look at the daily and give you the overall picture. This thing went from $5 to 75, rolled its way back down to 20, right? That was on this day here. From there, is it has seen, and this is a very, very light volume. Look at that volume there, so light, right? From there, it started to get a little more volume on people's, maybe on their scopes here. 2 days ago, did very well here from 10 all the way to 25. Yesterday, kind of more of a consolidation day, pushing some volume around 82 million shares traded. This is why on these type of stocks, guys, this is 24 million shares float. You do not want to be hoping and wishing and holding anything overnight. I guarantee you there are traders, and not in our community or on YouTube, because I know you guys are amazing traders. There are traders that were holding here thinking, oh man, this is going to take off right before the close, that were holding here expecting a pop or some kind of recovery to get back to their break even if they got stuck in here, who knows what, that are now licking their wounds big time. They're down huge.
Yeah, and the news is big on this. So ORPH had a drug in trial that they had submitted to the FDA for review and approval. They just got what is called the CRL, the complete response letter, back, and the FDA said, nah, we're not taking it. So it's interesting that the company didn't say they're challenging the response. They just said they're very disheartened and disappointed with the response, and they've cut their outlook for the year. So that's sort of a capitulation a little bit to what's happening, to that feedback. So yeah, this one, it's not going to be pretty today, I don't think.
Yeah, it is not going to be good.
Might. It's on SSR now. Actually, it's not shortable for me, which is too bad, because that probably is the only direction I could see playing this. I may keep an eye on it, but right now it doesn't look like it's one that I'm going to be able to play.
Yeah. This is going to go back to $4. I mean, that's just really, really bad news, and it had not done anything before that until just a few days ago. So, guys, be careful. A great example of why not to hold anything overnight if you're day trading. If you stick to the plan, and especially these lower flow stocks, guys. Just look at this insane madness here. All right, let's go next one here. ATHA. This one is down 40% as well. Very big drop here this morning. You got some good volume, 1.2. We do have shares for short on this one. So it's looking slightly better as a possible type trade. It is 33 million shares flow here, so we can put it on here. I don't know if it's really something on the main list. We usually do not have these type of stocks on our main watch list, but as you can see today, there's not a whole lot that looks great, but that's okay. We started off like that yesterday, where things did not look good, and then towards the end it started to pick up a little. We saw it with AMD, AMC started to get going, and it turned out to be a very, very, very nice day. ATHA, we'll put as a possible for now, guys. See what happens there.
Yeah, ATHA, it's an interesting one. Only that the news here is that the board decided to put their CEO on temporary leave. There's no information about why. They just basically said, "Yeah, get the heck out of here." So, they didn't fire him. They just put him on leave for a while, and the COO is taking over. So that usually spells some sort of investigation, right, or review, but no idea what it means. So this is not a low float, but with the reaction, I'm surprised it's such a heavy reaction on this stock. So yeah, this might be worth keeping an eye on today. It depends on how heavily traded it becomes after the open. So
yeah, I agree. And also if there's some kind of overreaction to this, obviously, or is there something really bad going on that that can cause this drop or even further to go lower. So we'll have to see. But right now, there's some good volume on here, guys, down 43%. We do have shares for short. If we don't find something better than this, we'll put this up on our main list here, which the way things are going, this might as well come up to our main list now. So it is clearly Friday. And we know Fridays, especially during the summer time frame, we start getting into that. They get very, very funky. The volume is very low, guys. So again, we spoke a little bit about this yesterday, about being patient and knowing when not to take trades. And NMG, this one this morning, down 14%, 212,000 shares traded. Pre-market action is not looking pretty. Neither is the daily here. And we do not have shares for short. Recent IPO about a month and a half ago, looks like. But again, actually a month really, and I'm not seeing anything great here. So we'll skip on this one. ARVL, we saw this on our list before. They are down today 11.6. Let's see how they have been, how they are trading the last 2 days, right? So they were on our list on this big gap up day. This would have been that is Thursday, Wednesday. This was Wednesday, right? So they had a good pre-market action, some good volume. You did get some okay trading, got a little drop here, so that was nice. After that, just nothing happening, guys. Just pure chopping here. Scrolling to the left over here, or the right, better said. Yesterday we did. No, this was the day before. We did get some action there. It's just much sideways stuff there. This drop here into the close, and then yesterday, what did we see yesterday? Oh no, this was yesterday. This was yesterday, 17. Yeah, so I don't know. A lot of the big moves are happening after hours, not really in the market. So pre-market, we saw some good moves. Post-market, we saw some good moves as well. I'm concerned how this is going to trade today. So maybe a possible. We'll come back. Let's see if this thing can pick up here and get going. Obviously, down nicely. We need more volume as well. Mox C today, they are a 18 million shares float, down 10% today. And if we look at the daily's nice, sitting against this area of support right on here, just kind of slamming up against that. We did yesterday, we're doing it today in the pre-market, and we did it here early in the month of June as well. 3 days there, finding support, which was prior resistance when this thing was on its way up here, right? So that is nice as far as that. As far as the pre-market, though, the volume is not there. Only 143,000 shares traded. I wish we had more. So again, could be another one that could turn into something. But right now, it's just not quite there. We do have shares for sure on this one, so that is interesting. Here's BP. We know BP doesn't trade very well. There's some exceptions to it. There's been a few times where it does something. Yesterday, it did. But again, all our eyes was on AMC and AMD yesterday. So this probably didn't get a lot of love yesterday on this drop that it got here. Today, possible continuation. They're down another 3%. They're at foreign stocks. So normally I don't watch this one. And I'm probably not going to start watching it today neither. So I'm going to skip on that one. NNDM, we've seen in the past before. This stock is just very difficult to trade. Again, it's one of these stocks that doesn't trade very well in the intraday. We've seen that over and over again. Every time it's in our gappers list and we take a look at it, it really doesn't do much. So I don't plan on putting it on my list today. APA, what do we have here? Down 2.5. Volume is very light. This looks very similar to what BP did yesterday. Are they in the same field here? It almost looks exactly like the same chart guy here. I mean, just what is this company? This is APA Corporation, so I cannot tell by that what that is. But if you look at BP, it's almost identical. Same little pop, and then the same continuous drop here. So outside of that pre-market, guys, I'm not seeing a whole lot. Their daily looks crappy as well. Very choppy in here, so I'm not sure about this one here this morning. But if they both trade like they did yesterday, might be worth taking a look at. Might be worth just taking a peek at BP here, just in case they do something like this here. That's not normally how they trade. We know that because you see, if you look in here, look how gappy this is, right? Gapping up and down all the time. Very small bodies in the candles, but the last 2 days we've seen some good action here, especially yesterday. So they're both energy and oil companies. All right, go figure. Yeah, something's happening there, obviously, but both of them taking a nice drop there this morning. MU today. MU was active yesterday, but again, we went to AMD, of course. MU down 2% right now, 451,000. This could be interesting. I'll add MU on here. And then, Peter, I was going to ask you, what do you like this morning? But I'm going to start with looking at AMD for you. So AMD today, possible continuation. I mean, they've been pretty good.
How did you possibly know I'd be interested in AMD?
I took a wild guess that you might like AMD today.
Guess.
Yes.
Just a quick note for everybody on AMD. So, it's sort of a joke because I watch AMD every single day, and it's one that I've gotten familiar with. Yesterday was actually a tough day for me on AMD. It had a fantastic move, but it didn't trade the way AMD normally trades. Because I'm used to trading it every single day, I'm used to it trading when it's out of play. And you notice what we focus on here in the morning is stocks that are in play. And it actually creates a different profile because you've got more people actively trading it, and it creates repeatable patterns, but patterns that you can expect with in-play type of stocks. So yesterday morning, I was expecting it to do what it normally does, not, of course, completely putting the pieces together that it was in play, and it traded like an in play stock. Some of our members and moderators had fantastic trades, and well, they should. I was out of sync with the market, so it's just a little warning. We talk about this in some of our webinars, that you have to always be aware and self-aware of the market. And the day you get overconfident, and I was overconfident in my knowledge of AMD yesterday, and it caused me some challenges, and it actually set off my psychology, and it led to a difficult day for me. So just a little note there, that's part of the stuff we teach in the room. Hopefully, if you're not a member, you'll join us, and you can take advantage of that. But it was fascinating to me that I was watching all these people have these fantastic trades, and here I am on the sidelines watching AMD on what was unarguably its best day in weeks, if not months. So,
yeah.
But anyways, I will continue to keep an eye on AMD, and hopefully, be faster on my self-awareness of these things. AMC is something else that I'll be watching. It's been moving well for a couple of weeks now, and it's, to me, at the top of the meme stocks.
Oh yeah.
And of course, I will watch Apple, which has been moving fairly well. But that's about it, other than the stuff that you've already talked about.
Yeah, those three guys looking very good. We already spoke about AMD, possible continuation. AMC here as well, as you mentioned. Look at this daily, guys. Just again, trading very, very nice. More consolidation happening here. Let's see if we can break out of the 65 and head towards the top. Right now, pre-market, 3 million shares traded. We're wrapping ourselves around the previous day close line. We've been green, we've been red. Let's see where we end up here on AMC. And then Apple. Apple already pre-market is putting in some good numbers, guys. 970,000 shares traded. You can see his nice, beautiful drop. It's in the red right now, but also had an amazing day yesterday. And I like the daily on Apple as well. We're slamming up against this great, great area of support that we saw between April and May. Just great support happening there, just constantly battling that. Obviously, we broke down from that, but we're slamming up against that now. A great area of resistance. I would love to see Apple break out of that today. But I think either way, I think Apple's just a good one to have on deck, guys. All right, let's take it to the chat room. Let's see what we have in here. Let's start with Jem. You are giving us PLTR. Let's see what we have here. How did it trade yesterday? Let's take a look. How did it do yesterday? Yesterday, pre-market action was horrible, but it did no, it wasn't clean yesterday. This is very, very choppy. Look at these straight lines here too on these candles. That's not good. That shows just a lack of volume and just movement. So that's never great. Look at it here happening again. That's not the type of stock you want to trade. So it really had very, very light volume yesterday. What is this per candle? What we're looking at is what is that? That is still pushed around 1.5 million somehow, but man, that doesn't look good at all. All right, so PLTR, does it have a catalyst today? Let's see. Does it have a catalyst today? They're trading 794,000 shares traded. Their daily does look good, guys. Daily right here, possible breakout if we can get going. We're testing this area of prior resistance. All right, if they have a catalyst, worth taking a look at. We'll put that on there. But yes, PLTR, it is a very, very difficult stock to trade. What is the catalyst today, by the way, guys? I see a lot of you guys mentioning the catalyst on PLTR. Let's go up a little bit. I missed 5.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on PLTR. Let me take another look here. What are you guys seeing? FAA. Yeah. Oh no, they do. It looks like they get a contract, or they're getting some work from the FAA, Aircraft Certification Safety Monitoring Solution. Okay, so yeah, they've got a pretty big deal that they've been approved by the FAA to provide this data analytics tool.
Very, very nice. All right, we'll see how that's going to play out, guys. And it's funny, me and Norm talk about this. These kind of approvals, upgrades, and contracts and whatever always happen when it seems like there's some kind of technical possibly breakout happening here. It just seems to always work that way. Very, very interesting. But we'll see how that's going to play out. Let's take a look at Microsoft this morning. Right now, I mean, Microsoft is kind of moving with the overall market. I prefer Apple today, guys, unless these guys have a specific catalyst. I think Apple is the one to watch. If you look at Apple, we're kind of doing the same exact thing that Microsoft is doing, but we're just doing it a whole lot better with a lot more volume. But if you have space for Microsoft and you like the way that one trades, by all means, add it to your list. Roku had a big day yesterday as well. Again, like many stocks did. Volume right now is extremely light. I do like the daily, so I see what you're looking at here. Possible breakout. Not sure there's a catalyst for Roku today, but we'll have to see. Again, possible breakout. I do like Roku. But for Microsoft, I'd rather look at Apple. Edwin, we have Apple already. Let's take a look at Neo. What's going on with Neo today? Okay, if I could type, there we go. Neo getting a little bit of a drop there. Neo's daily, guys, very, very nice. Just look at these ABCD patterns after ABCD patterns and a beautiful uptrend here. This is looking good. Right now, pre-market volume is a little bit lighter than usual, only 753,000, but that might not be bad for a Friday. Getting into the summer time frame, right? So that could actually be really, really good. If you go back to the left here, we have not been up here since March, right? So maybe February here. So that is looking good. I think it's worth taking a look at Neo, guys. I think we have some possibles below that we can get rid of that are not looking well at all. Let's take a look at Citigroup. Man, Citigroup got killed yesterday and it's been getting killed the last couple of days. But wait a minute. A lot of the banking stocks are not dropping like this. Well, Bank of America yesterday. But before that, Citigroup just seems to be taking a bigger hit than most. Yesterday, obviously, they all got smacked around. But if you look at Citigroup, they've been getting just destroyed here. So Citigroup right now, I think all the banking sectors are hurting this morning, all the banking stocks. Let's see which one looks the best. Bank of America, a little choppy.
Most of the banks have been pulling down. You're right. Citigroup's a little more extreme than the rest. But it was interesting when we had the Fed announcement, the Fed minutes, with Powell speaking on, when was that, Wednesday? Everything dropped. Right, as soon as the minutes came out at 2 p.m., everything dropped except the banking stocks, which shot straight up on that news. But then the next day, yesterday, all of the banking stocks were sort of heading downwards. So we'll see what happens today. I haven't watched them in a while because generally they're sort of harder to trade intraday. It's definitely a more patient day trade if you choose to trade any of them, whether it's Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, Citibank, Bank of America, that whole bucket of stocks.
Yeah. I agree 100%, guys. I will keep a look at out for Citigroup and think about all the banking stocks this morning. Let's see what's going to happen today. They have a very nice drop here on their daily, slamming up against almost a lot of. What was that?
Raf is making fun of me because the one day when I don't know what happened and I said it's a bag of noodles. I still don't know what that means, but there you go. It's a bag of noodles, everyone.
Yes, it is. Guys, good support happening here where we're slamming up against right now 68. So we'll see. We'll see if we're finding a little base. Look at this drop here on Citigroup. That is pretty nice. All right, let's see what else we got, guys. TLPR, we do have Wish. Let's take a look at Wish here. Wish this morning. Their daily just continues to chop around here, guys. For the most part, their pre-market action down 1.5 right now, 1.2 million shares traded. I don't know. How did this thing do yesterday? Oh, it was just horrible. Look at this.
It's hard. It's one of the top, mentions on Wall Street bets now. Wish and CLNE are both up there, and I'm finding them hard to trade. It's interesting how Wall Street bets has now they've got now this small ecosystem, I guess, of stocks. Right. It all started with GME, but if you look at GME now, it's I guess the love is over because it's really low volume. Nobody seems to be trading it. And now they've moved on to a whole nother set. AMC, BlackBerry, CLOV, Wish, Torch, TRCH is another one. And of course, CLNE.
Yep. I agree 100%. But this worked out pretty good for GameStop, though. They were sitting, at $2 before the year, something like some very low number. And now they're just hanging around $221. So, I mean, it's not a bad deal to be featured on that WSB situation there. EDSA this morning. I'm going to skip on Wish, guys. This looks horrible. EDSA right now, this one's really all over the place at the moment. I don't see anything great happening there. Their daily too, man, is really nasty. So be careful on that one. POTR Catalyst, we looked at that. MU, let's take a look here. It is 9:03. We got to get to community announcements. MU, I like this drop here. Possible continuation. They do got great volume for today. Let's put MU on here, guys. I do like that. And let's see, we're running out of time. Let's look at a few more here. American Airlines today. The airlines in play, they've been dropping. American Airlines here dropping nicely down to 22 from the highs of 26. Pre-market is very light right now, though, 617. Possible. Could be a good possible for today. All right, guys, we'll have to stop here. We covered quite a bit. Let's see over on YouTube, CCL, MU already added, so that's good. Tao, yeah, we spoke about Tao and EDU, guys. Those two, they're Chinese education companies are not doing too well. Onshore selling restriction, and with the few times that we watched them, and it hasn't been many, they don't trade very well. So be careful if you're going to be watching those today. CCL, very similar to American Airlines. I'm going to add that one on here as well. Take a look at that coming up. So first, before we do that, let's go over to community announcements. We'll come back and we'll fine tune this list, guys.
Okay, well, we're to the end of another week, which means all of our formally scheduled webinars are done for the week. They're in our website once that gets back up and running for all of our elite members. Next week, we will once again have another full slate of activity, starting with Tuesday's session on securing your crypto wallet and broker account. So important session from Kyle, going to help you understand how do you prevent being taken advantage of and how do you protect your information. We talk a lot about the technical aspects of trading. This is one that we can't ignore because remember, we're doing this, of course, sort of in a risk-based scenario. The security protocol is good out there, but this is going to help you just be a little more aware of what you can do to protect yourself. Then for our psychology session on Wednesday, we will have another town hall with Dr. Katz. These are always popular. We get Dr. Katz talking with a couple of members to discuss their trading journey. And sort of, that's an interview process that we can all resonate with, right? As people sort of, usually they express the challenges they're having. And most of us have had or are having the same ones. So always a good conversation. Hopefully you'll join us at 8 o'clock next Wednesday, June the 23rd for that session. And as always, we love your trades. Please keep sending them in. We've once again this week had some fantastic trades. Mike and Norm review those now with Norm on jury duty and Mike off gallivanting around. I think he's in Seattle today. I don't know whether we'll present it today, but we always review them and we always take notes. So submit your trades. We will review them, submit them with the hashtags that are listed there. And if we don't announce it today, it will absolutely be announced over the weekend who the trade of the day and then the trade of the week. And if you want to join us, first thing you should do is give us a big thumbs up in YouTube. We would appreciate that. The next thing you should do is maybe consider joining one of our meetups. We actually have a couple of meetups. I don't know if we have a slide, Carlos, on the other one, but I'll start with this one. On July 3rd, we're all celebrating Thor's birthday. Again, the man is brilliant. He's figured out a way to get us to pay for his birthday. It's awesome. So, but it's going to be a good meetup. We already have like 70 plus people who have RSVP'd. I expect there to be 100 people there. It should be awesome. You get to meet traders who at all levels of experience. It's going to be at the Three Monkeys Bar right in Manhattan, right downtown. So join us on Saturday, the 3rd of July. It says 4:30 to 8, but I doubt we'll be kicking anybody out. It'll go until it doesn't. So join us there in New York City. If you're anywhere in the area, we'd love to see you, meet you, shake a hand, or a virtual, knuckle pump or whatever the heck we do these days with COVID. So that's the meetup. We also have a meetup coming up next week on Thursday, by the way. I don't even know what day that is, but I'm pretty sure it's Thursday in Portland. That would be the 24th. So if you're in the Portland area, Mike is going to be there, and he's hosting a meetup at, I can't remember. It's a school with a really fun name to say, but check it out on our website. You can join that one next Thursday if you're in the Portland area with Mike. So, and again, not only can you do the meetups, but hopefully you'll join us here in the room. If you want to do that, you can join us with a free trial. Well, it's not a free trial. It's a discounted trial for only $24. You get 1 week. That gives you access to the chat room, so you can join us all day, see how the chat room actually works as we live trade. We've got different moderators in there all day to help you. We answer questions. We provide education, hopefully a little entertainment, a little edutainment throughout the day, as well as, of course, as I said, our live trading. Use the code PREMARKET24 to get access to that. And we're convinced that you'll love what you see and you'll want to join us full time. When you do, then you can use the code FIREWORKS40 to get a 40% discount off of our annual elite membership. I want to be clear, here at Bear Bull Traders, we are a community, And unlike a lot of other places, like, we are not going to strong arm you. So if you join for the free trial, do not worry. We're not going to force you into a membership where you have to cancel or you start automatically getting charged. It doesn't work that way. Join. If you like it, great. You can make the decision to come on permanently. If not, no harm, no foul. We'd love to see you, though. All right? So with that, let's do some levels, and then we'll get to some live trading. So again, give us the old thumbs up and the likes there in YouTube. We'd hugely appreciate that. And are we have a threshold, Carlos, that we need to hit so that we'll go live again today?
Not for today, but if we continue to get some serious numbers, maybe we could do some more of that, right? So definitely go for the skies there, guys. Let's see if we can get a good amount of numbers. All right, guys, let's look at our list here. Let's start with our main list, CLNE this morning. They got some good volume, up 4%, looking pretty good right now as far as their pre-market action. We'll keep that on there. ATHA, big drop for these guys, and the pre-market is continuing to still look very good. 1.6 down 43%. We do have shares for sure. I like this one just to kind of figure out what is going to happen here. They got a very bad news with what's the CEO you mentioned leaving or something like that. I think Peter, you have said
they're on leave. Apparently,
on leave, right?
They found some news. It was because of some of the research they did at the university, I guess, where they got their doctorate before joining the company. So that's weird. Like, what does that mean? Some I don't know what that means, but you usually would go to some ethics or some concern over what occurred there. So it'll be interesting to watch how the stock reacts. I honestly don't know how to play this. It's such a weird piece of news. I'll watch it, but I'll be very cautious.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, over on YouTube, I see some, yes, the website, the homepage, not the website, the homepage is acting funky. So I did put up a link there. You can access directly to the chat room, and the rest of the website is working perfectly fine. You just can access it through bearbootraders.com. So if you try bearbootraders/chat, it'll bring you to a different page. You should be able to log in and get into the website with no problem. All right, taking a look at this one. That looks good. Looking at MU. MU this morning looks very interesting as well. We'll keep that on there. AMD, of course, I'm going to watch what's happening with this one after such an amazing day yesterday. AMC, we have to keep an eye on. Already looking like breaking out here nicely. Looking to aim for the highs of yesterday. So that's looking pretty interesting already. Apple looking very good. Love the pre-market action. And then I want to keep an eye on Citigroup, because last couple of days it's just been getting slammed here. Yesterday, like every other banking stock, they had a really bad day. Let's see where this goes. Normally they don't trade very well. It might be just a good possible. How many we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah, we'll probably put Citigroup as a possible for today. I'm kind of regretting that. You know what? No, let's just leave it there. We'll make space for it somehow. Neo this morning, good possible right now. POTR, I know they have a catalyst. We'll see how that turns out. BP, I'm going to take off BP. We just have better stocks that are trading today. Neo this morning looks good. POTR is good. ARVL. I love the drop here, guys. I think it can be something, but I think we have some stuff that looks better. Let's get rid of it. TRCH. This thing was so bad. Yesterday was so bad. It was so bad yesterday after the market opened. I just want to get rid of it today. Let's get rid of it. It has great volumes. The numbers look great. Possible breakout too, guys, right? If we can get going here. But man, yesterday just gave us nightmares. Let's look at CVAC here. This one starting to want to close this gap, maybe. I mean, yesterday did end green after dropping from 100 down to the lows of 46, looks like. So starting to push up a little bit here. Could be interesting. Let's see what happens there. Moxie this morning, they're dropping here. Their pre-market though is pretty bad right now. Volume is a little bit lighter. I'm gonna get rid of it. I think we have stuff that looks better. American Airlines could be decent. It doesn't look great right now. I don't think it's in play. We'll have to see how this market moves this thing around. And then we have CCL down here as well. CCL is dropping nicely. If we can lose it here, that could be also very nice. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, let's get to some levels. I do have UTME all the way down here. This thing just insane right now. 3 million shares traded. We don't have shares for sure, but this is definitely a low for that's looking pretty interesting today. All right, let's get to levels, guys. CLNE. Now, this stock pre-market action looks very good this morning. 1187 is the high of the pre-market. That area obviously showing some areas of resistance here. If you go over to our left, slightly above that, we do have a level right on here. I want to mark too. This 1231. Tons of touches here. This one is slightly above that, but 1231 is what you really want to have. You see a lot more touches in that area. If you want, you can mark this too, 1262. That's fine. And obviously all the way up here at 1450, you have a great area of resistance. That's a big number. That's a big stretch, big gap there, 1450 to 1262. Let's find something in between here. I like this one here, 1351. Got a couple of days using that as support, resistance as well. But I think that's something you want to have on there. All right, that looks good. Towards the bottom, looking okay. Looking at this a little closer, I think we might be more of a possible, guys. There is some potential for this thing to run. They got some great volume. We'll see how that's going to look later as we get closer to 930. ATHA here. High of the pre-market 13 to be exact, 12.99. Towards the bottom, we're looking at 10.25. They got, again, just getting slammed today. Let's go to the left. Do we have any levels? Have we been down here before? No, we have not. This is setting your all-time low, so there's no history here. This thing opened up back in 2020, October or September, looks like 2020, and they have not lost this level here, this area around here, in a very long time since they started. So this could be very, very interesting. That is your all-time low at 10.25. There's nothing lower than that there. We can go into our 5 minutes and find some areas of support and resistance. I like this one, 1082. Obviously, you got support there, comes back, retouches that as an area of resistance, right? So what was prior support, and not by much, right? Because you just got one or two candles testing that. You can put that on there. And you also have 1123, right? With some of your moving averages and VWAP are holding as well. So I think that's pretty good for now, guys. It's not a whole lot to go by. Right over here, I do like this one, 1182. And the reason for that is because if you look at the intraday yesterday, you got an area of support and resistance before this little breakout there yesterday. After hours, you also come back and touch that again here. And you find some support. This pre-market, we touched that a few times. That 1182 could be interesting today. Again, not the best intraday trading stock. We do love this drop today. They got some good volume. Let's see if that can turn into anything. MU here this morning, again, not great. They do have a drop here of 2% right now, 500,000 shares traded. Low of the pre-market sitting at 78.75. Below that, we do have a level here at 76. And then slightly above that, we have there's no big levels within here. Maybe this one there, maybe. Don't put too much weight on that 77.68. The big one is going to be the 76.40 this morning. Towards the top, guys, plenty of stuff on here in the box already. Highs and lows from the last two trading days, previous day close. You do not need to add anything more. Let's look at AMD here, guys. AMD is definitely on our list. Traded so well yesterday. Possible continuation today if we can get in the green area. Slightly red this morning, 512,000 shares traded. We do have our highs and lows here doing a pretty good job. Some levels from yesterday like this 82.52, a great area of resistance in this consolidation there. That is on there above our pre-market highs. We do have 85.80. Our pre-market high is slightly above the highs from yesterday over at 85.20. We can mark that down there if you like. And then above that, guys, obviously there's two great levels here, 87.10 and all the way up here, 89. So that is AMD, guys. Again, not doing a whole lot. Yeah.
Don't forget, you got to mark a level at 100. I've been waiting for AMD to break 100 for like 8 months now. So.
Oh, you got so close, man. When was this?
I
This
know.
was beginning of the year. I mean, you were probably drooling looking for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, so ways to put on trade ideas. If you want to do a specific price, you could do that. Just right click on here. I think it's what's config or something. You could come in here and you could do a specific price. 100. We'll put that on there. There you go. We'll move that to a specific area if you're trying to do that. So we'll leave that there just for you, Norm. I'm sorry, Peter. That will not change. We'll leave it there until we get there. All right, so AMC is good. MD is good. AMC, guys, good consolidation. Definitely in play, guys. 5 million shares traded. And I don't think we need to add any more levels if we look at this, right? Right now, highs and lows from the last two trading days doing a pretty good job around the price action. We have 68.55. We have 72.47. Those are pretty good. And then towards the bottom, this 51.68 can stay on there. That should be already on there by the low of 2 days ago. 46.06 and 39.82. guys, looking really good for a possible breakout. We're going deep into the green right now, up 1.7. Let's see what happens. Here's Apple, also looking very, very nice. As far as levels, I don't think we need to do anything. We're surrounded by the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. From top and bottom, you're looking pretty good there on Apple. And then we have Citigroup. Citigroup, want to keep an eye on. High of the pre-market sitting at 69.46. We'll put a level right there. Then towards the bottom, if we lose this great area of support, guys, we haven't been below this since the beginning of the year. This right here, this 60, what is that? 68.25 has been a great area of support. If we lose that on Citigroup, that could be a nice drop there. Towards the bottom, we have 66.91, and we also have 65.69. I don't think you need to add anything else besides that. And then above the price action right now, previous day close and the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days on Citigroup. So again, pre-market, guys, this is more of a possible. I am going to move it down actually, because I'm going based on what it did yesterday and how great this daily looks. Outside of that, pre-market action is not really there, but hopefully it can ignite and get going there. So, all right, guys, looking good here so far. That is our watch list. Let's take a look at our moderators lineup. I see Andrew has his lineup out already today, and shortly Andrew and Brian will be coming on live, guys, over on YouTube. So make sure you hit that thumbs up. We highly appreciate it. It helps us support this channel and grow it as well. So we really appreciate that. Let's start with you, Peter. Let's go over your list and also your IPOs for today. Peter, I think you're on mute. Still on mute, Peter.
Hello. Just before I go into the list, I just wanted to say quickly that for all of our members, don't forget we've got a new segment starting today at 11 a.m. We're going to talk about the markets and crypto. So we're going to start talking about the cryptocurrency. That's with Jarad. You know that Jarad has got great oversight to these things. Right now, I believe that's going to be scheduled in the classroom, but we'll confirm where that's going to occur. But one way or the other, for all of our members, that's going to be a fantastic segment starting today. It's going to go alongside some of the midday stuff that we do, including Eamon's trade reviews, which happens Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Andrew's mentorship that happens on Thursdays. So anyway, so a new feature coming. We're always adding stuff for you. So that's starting today with Jarad at 11 a.m. All right, get ready for that. To the list, yeah, we got a ton of IPOs. It's Friday, which means things are coming out. I won't read the list, but you got them all there. They're all structured IPOs, except for the last one, which is a SPAC, the JUGGU. So we'll see what happens. And for me, I'm going to be watching AMD, and that's supposed to be AMC and Apple, with my secondary list of ORPH and ATHA.
Perfect. Yeah, I figured you meant that, but you like AMD so much you couldn't help it, and you typed a D instead of a C, guys.
I know.
The love for AMD from Peter, it is real. Here's Mike's list. He's looking at break of high scanners, NVIDIA, SQ. Andrew is looking at AMC, UTME, guys, which is insane right now. CLNE, EDU, and then low flow stocks. He's looking at ANPC and ORPH. Just insane the drop that ORPH has this morning. Dima is looking at AMD, AMC, CLNE, and Apple. I really like this list. This is a very fine-tuned list there, guys. Very nice. Tiffany's looking at Apple, CLNE, secondary list, NVIDIA, and MU. Heading on down here, what do we have? John, he's looking at Microsoft, NVIDIA, AMD, and Zoom. Brian is looking at CCL, AMC, LI, ATHA, CVAC, and also ANPC. We haven't looked at ANPC. We'll look at that next quickly. Peter's looking at, well, you spoke about what you're looking at already. You fixed that there. All right. And then Eamon is looking at Disca and secondary list CAN. Not a great list for today for the stuff that he likes this morning. So, all right, guys, that is what we have. We are pretty good. I see a lot of people, Andrew, Brian, and some others looking at ANPC. Let's take a look there. This looks much better than actually UTME. This looks very nice. ANPC could be a low flow of the day. So I'm going to add that on there. Yeah, looking very good. All right, guys, as Andrew and Brian fire up their machines and join us here, we're going to go live. I don't think we miss anything. Guys, have an amazing Friday. Stay tuned. Brian and Andrew are up next trading live. It is Friday, so you're going into this weekend. You want to be very patient today, especially as you see the list start changing a little bit, right? You're not getting these blockbuster type stocks anymore like we were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, right? So that just requires us to be a little more patient. You have to know the environment that you're in when you're trading. That's very, very important. The best traders know how to adapt, right? You have to adapt with the situations, with the environment, with the conditions are in play for you. Very, very important. So do that today and start to practice to do that every day going forward as we get into the summer trading days, right? The volume dies down a little bit, and you're seeing that here in the quality of stocks that we're getting. So with that said, have an amazing weekend from Peter and I, but do not leave just yet. We'll wait for Brian and Andrew to hop on here and we'll get this thing fired up. We'll get this party started. 6 minutes to the market open. While they're setting up, let's look at CLNE. This one starts to get back towards the highs of the day, so that looks pretty interesting there. Next, we do have ATHA. This one here, I love the drop on this thing, guys. Hopefully it's not choppy and we can get something going here, even if it's just a close of this gap. Start to head towards the bottom. Hopefully it's an overreaction and we get some good movements out of there. We do have MU here as well. This looks very good. You know what? I would say very good. I think it looks interesting. It's not very good. AMD looks good as well. AMC is very nice here. Beautiful pop, up 1.7, 5.4 million shares traded. And we also have Apple here, which has an amazing, very active pre-market activity and was just incredible yesterday. Very, very clean, guys. So let's hope today turns out that way. And ANPC, we just added this one shortly based on Brian and Andrew having it on their list, looking very good. 21%, 7 million, and also UTME 3.2 million, 20%. So looking very, very
nice. I do
nice.
like the look of ANPC. It is a low float. There's only about 2-3 million shares in the float, so be careful. They do have some significant catalyst with a patent granted for a cancer treatment. So yeah, this one looks like it's absolutely going to be in play.
Absolutely, guys. Just 1 second here as we do our transition. All right, very good. Yes, guys, have an amazing quad witching today. No, is it? Is it?
I think it is a witching. Jared was talking about that. So yeah.
Oh,
yes, it is a triple witching hour.
Triple
All
witching.
right. Good morning, Brian. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh.
Brian, can you hear us? Brian?
I was able to hear Brian myself. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, yes.
All right, there you go.
All right. Good morning, Brian. All right, and there's Andrew. Guys, we're going to flip over to Brian and Andrew. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned for some live trading.
Mute the room. You haven't muted the speaker in the room here. You got some feedback?
Yes.
I don't have. I've got my. I've got everything unmuted. There we go. Oh, it's. I think it's. I thought it was triple. I thought it was a triple witching.
So many witches.
So many witches, yeah. So I'm kind of flipping things around here as I'm watching stuff move. CLNE looks interesting. AMC is definitely interesting. ATHA.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Alrighty. So, low float garbage. This T-shirt was somebody got it from me in Austin, one of our meetups. So yesterday in our mentorship session, we did a 920 trade on AMC. I actually recorded live, so you can. I posted on YouTube. Chat from people. You can go and take a look at it, and I explained how Brian is trading it, and it turned out to be a really nice trade. It didn't go as much as I was expecting, but it was profitable. I think somehow 2-1. If Abiel can post that link, that would be nice. So we did it live in the mentorship session. You should be able to see my screen, guys. Everyone should be able to see my screen. Maybe switch it from Trade Ideas to my name. If not, refresh it. This was weird this morning also website. The homepage wasn't loading, but everything else was loading. So that's weird. Um, so face cam and camera as you requested, Tarash. Here you go. That's for you. What else do you need? Anything? Add your service, sir. So UTME was interesting. Yesterday sold off not much volume. AMC was just amazing. Yesterday also had an amazing run in the afternoon. As you know, I'm not trading in the afternoon, but today possibly going for above 65.
Yeah, AMC definitely in play. CLNE looks, actually, I brought that up here. It's one of the stocks. I'm going to watch that. I like that one. Just going to
Neo.
move some stuff around here.
Oh, Neo popped up.
Yeah, I'm looking at Lee too. Lee is green right now, and it's near the high of the day as well. SPY's selling off. The
I
Dow's
tried to
down.
buy some TQQ in the morning. Bastards, they filled me up here. Do you see this weak candlestick? That's me. Bastard,
Okay,
they
here we
filled
go.
me here. AMC, let's see what AMC is doing. Space, just popped up. Shoes are strong. Bastards. So AMC is weak. Let's see what it does at the open. It looks weak, really. We do have shares for shorts.
Same with CLNE.
Let's see, or maybe not. Let's see what came up.
Yeah, big pop.
There you go. So AMC turned out to be a really nice breakout. UTME, not much volume. EDU is interesting. Come on, AMC. Don't run too much, too fast. Okay, missed the entry on it. See if you can get a pullback on AMC.
I'm long a little bit on AMC. I'm long a little bit on CLNE too.
Yeah, I missed the entry on it, so I might actually. CLNE is interesting. Let's see if we can get CLNE. I might get back later. Yeah, it's.
All right, here we go. CLNE.
I'm getting there too.
Oh,
I'm getting long on CLNE too.
Yes. All right. Here we go. Just sold some because I did go heavy on it.
Yeah, I'm long CLNE a little bit, still not selling.
See if it goes to 12. I would like to see it go to 12.
AMC is doing.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yes. Sold.
Sold some more.
AMC dumped. See what AMC is up to. AMC, see if you can hold the VWAP or not. I'm taking a long on AMC at 62.36 on this pullback. Not sure if this is a good entry or not, but I'm taking it. See CLNE. It's above 12. Sold a little bit more here.
Come on.
Getting out of AMC. I'm all out on AMC. I just don't like AMC that much right now. Getting out more at overnight CLNE. Yeah, I'm all out on AMC for now.
Selling some selling some more CLNE 1205.
Nice. Thank you, Brian. CLNE was a really, really nice long. I loved it. Filled in that.
There we go. Actually, I saw that on the reason I started looking at it, I saw it on Tiffany's watch list.
You owe Tiffany a drink in New York City.
I'm not going to be there, but
you know, I had it too in my watch list, but that You didn't pay attention to my watch list, huh? Yeah. All right.
No, I
So
was looking.
CLN is done. AMC, I got out of it. I'm glad I got out of it. I'm not really undecided on AMC. What's going to happen to it? CLNE. I'm adding a little bit on this pullback. See if you can get another pop.
Yeah.
Now selling some of that pop at 1190. Nice, nice. I like that pop. That pop. I'm all out on it, actually.
Yeah,
AMC.
it stalled right at the looks like this R4.
AMC looks like a short. I'm taking a short on AMC. Let's see if AMC can go red for the day. 61.25. Yeah, I'm taking a short on AMC. See if it can. It's a little bit tricky, but I think it's going to go red. Adding a little bit more on short on it. Oh, no, no, no. Don't, fuck, don't pop up. Let's see.
I'm still holding a little bit of CLNE. Just want to see if we can get another, still a little early, so I just want to see if we can get some more run time out of it.
I add a little bit of short on my AMC, but I'm going to get a squeeze probably. Fucker.
Yeah, yeah. Shorting AMC is a little scary.
It is a scary, man. Fuck. What should I do?
Okay, we're at the VWAP on CLNE.
I'm getting out of it. Man, fuck, I gave all the profit back. And I'm getting out of it. This is bastard. Shorting AMC is really tough. Fuck, what a loss, man. What a loss. Why did you trade? Whoa. Andrew. I think it's still a short, but I just that was a bad
Might
loss.
sort of settle into a range here.
I had a really good day, man. I had a solid day. I had $2,000 win on CLNE, and AMC just got a 10 grand loss on it, man. Fuck. I didn't see that squeeze coming, to be honest. Getting a long on it. Let's see if I go for the breakout. I'm long on it.
Yeah, I added back some CLNE at 77.
I'm long on AMC. Let's see if you can go get the breakout on it.
That's
Adding a little bit more. See if you can get the breakout on it.
79 actually got to fill.
AMC might go for the break of 5 today. I'm long AMC. Sold some at 63, 66.
Oh, nice. Just selling some CLNE here at 91.
AMC is going to go to 65. Nice. Yeah, the might on a daily chart might go towards 65. I'm long AMC, guys. I'm long AMC, heavy size. Getting out more. Yes. Yeah, it's gonna pop another more. Oh yeah, it's really heavy. It's really strong. Let's see if you can hold to 65. Nice, Jarad. I'm also long heavy.
There we go. Here goes a CLNE again.
CLNE is still running up. Yeah.
Let's see what it does here. Just selling some more of that add back over 12.
AMC is gonna blow through 64. Look at this. I'm holding big sizes still. Let's see. No, 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 no. You don't, Pat. You don't. Some here more. I'm adding a little bit more on this pullback, 63.30. Let's see if you can go through 64. Just adding a little bit more on this pullback. Stop loss would be at 63. Yeah, that pullback. I think it's going to go to 64, hopefully. Yeah. Or maybe not. A bit more. Come on, you can do the AMC. I added more AMC. Now it's getting a little bit toppy up there, which is not good. Sold a little bit more here on 63, 62. I still have 4,000 shares left. Come on, come on, come on. Blow through 64, please. No, 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 you don't. Okay, so I'm getting out of it. I'm all out on AMC, guys. Ah! Sorry. No, I got short fight. Yeah, I don't want to be short on it. Yeah, I have a little.
I just got long. I'm long some Li at 30.24. I'm still holding some CLNE. See if it can really rip here.
No, I'm not getting diamond hand. It's gonna go up. I know. It's just like that. Those ads messed up my entry. No. Ah, yes. Damn it.
All right, CLNE is going up to high of day here. This I'm going to get out of Li. Looks like it's. I'm just holding. See if it holds this S3 level. That's how I'm out of it. Looked like it was going to hold that S3 level. Oh, AMC is still going.
I am having handcuffs. I'm green on my day, and I'm not touching anything else. That's it. Handcuffs, guys. For me, I have handcuffs. Ah, look at this. MC is gonna go to 65.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should. I wish I had it. I wish I was. I was having it. Sorry. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Yes. Yeah, so this daily chart is going to 65. It's going to blow through 65, but I don't want to be in there. I had my day. I made my loss back, and I have a decent day. So I absolutely don't need to take any other trade. But AMC is still strong, very strong. It's going to go up. it's hitting the turbo breakup. We did fix this turbo breakup yesterday in the mentorship session too, and it's gonna go through. It's gonna blow through 65, I think.
It's right at yesterday's high. That's where it's been stalling out here.
What did I say? Did I say again bad words?
Is that where you're going to say it? I knew it.
You knew it. I got out too early on AMC. Damn. Yeah, it's gonna blow through 65, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was down. I made money. I came green for a day, but I just that loss on short was really bad, and I just didn't want to be. I just wanted to clean my day. That's it. And those ads brought my average up somehow.
Wow, look at the time and sales on AMC. It's incredible.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I love about the order flow in it. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on YouTube too. Hi, YouTube guys. Sorry,
Yeah.
apparently I used some bad words, and I'm really sorry for that. I just got a message from Peter. I'm sorry. What did I say? I'm sorry. We have a policy of having clean language here, but I'm so sorry. That loss was really bad on AMC. Just got me messed up.
I think CLNE is going to go here. It's yeah, I'm still holding it. Patience. It's making a bit of a wedge here.
On AMC,
CLNE.
CLNE.
Still holding the 9 moving average. It's just really struggling here at 12 roughly. 12.10.
CLNE, but then, yeah, it's going to go break out again. We can
Yeah,
ask.
it's trying. Oh, look at that jump.
Like that. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay.
I knew it.
Selling. I knew it.
Brian knew it. AFC dropped.
All right, selling some here at 12.33.
Very nice. Very, very nice. So I survived my day.
Nice, Joe. Way to go. I knew it.
Knew it. Let's TQQ up too. Yeah. You know, I tried to buy some TQQ in the pre-market. I used the market order by mistake, and those market makers. This week is me. They filled me here at one to like 115. Damn it! They filled me in this week.
That was Citadel.
Then I added later, but all right. So AMC, what's AMC up to? Yeah, it's gonna go back up for the breakouts. Should I trade it again? I'm just taking a small size just for fun, for a break of 64 again. Taking one long on it. Break of 64 high of the day, adding a little bit more on it. Average is at 64.26, 64.60. Sold some here. Sold more here. Sold 64.78. I have still shares on it. 65 is achievable. Nice. See, guys, that's the thing that you shouldn't get stuck into your trade. If I were still short there, I would have blown up my account right now. I would have blown up my account. Seriously, I had that was a $10,000 loss. So now it would have been a $100,000 loss. You do not stay short or long when the trade goes against you. No, don't run. Seriously, do not. Okay, I'm getting out of AMC. All out on AMC. I got this pop on it. It became a little bit jerky. It's just dropping like 1 point. I don't like that type of jerky price action on it. Seriously, if I were still short on it, I would have blown up my account. So see, I don't like this drop like this. You know, I just don't like it. I'm completely out of it. How was your day? No, I'm solid. A solid
Good.
day.
ORF is breaking out. ORF.
I was breaking out, but I don't know if I really want to touch that thing. Yeah. This looks like a breakout now.
The only thing is it's jumping around a lot.
See, we fixed this turbo breakout, but the only thing that is hitting is the AMC. Or maybe I should work on it more. Spies dropping. AMC. What are they? So AMC, I'm gonna do the recap on it later. Definitely looks like a short now, but I don't want to short it. So that was one opening range breakup that I got out too early. Then I got a squeeze really bad on short. Yeah, there's a really bad squeeze that I got short. And then this was a long, and this was a long trade that I did. So 3 trades. So 4 trades in total. I did on it 1, 2, 3, 4. That turned out to be like this. Jarad, what's up with Jarad? Brian, how was your day?
Oh, good. Just mostly trading CLNE. I did join you once on this AMC trade. Yeah, it was CLNE was a good. It's all you needed. One good stock trade. one good stock moving the way you want it to, or the way you expect it to.
Yeah, AMC looks like it's. I don't know if I really like AMC here. What's up, AMC?
Yeah, it's could be getting into sort of the Friday chop fest now.
Yeah.
Get a bit of a pullback here on CLNE.
AMC. I'll take a short AMC here, small size. Let's see. I'm taking a short AMC. I wish I was shorting it more.
AMC?
Shorting it, yeah. I'm shorting AMC a little bit. See if we can get to next drop on it.
Let's come back to the 9 moving average.
Yeah.
2-minute chart.
Yeah, it might pop up. But just
It'll definitely pop. If it pulls back to the VWAP, it should pop there, definitely. Shouldn't say definitely.
no, I never say that. No, cover. Sorry.
Here's
I just took my hands off. I just took my hands off the keyboard and it suddenly dropped. Covered some here, 63.49. I can leave if that lost back in. Never take your hands off from keyboard when you're shooting AMC.
That's true.
See if you can test at 63. My stop loss is now at 64. She's my entry.
Yeah, I took it long off that dip back down to the VWAP there. Gonna sell some here.
Still holding short some. My break-even point is at 64. It might squeeze back up. And I have a really small size, so.
Selling some more. It's right at yesterday. It's right at yesterday's high. That's why it's stalling here.
Again, I don't have a trade book on it. This was more like a, gut feeling trade because this one is extremely volatile right now. I saw that a couple of really drop on it. 5-minute chart could turn out to be really bearish. But I'm trading really small size guys, so on it. So
yeah, I'm out of it because it just really that was all I could do is just play the bounce off the VWAP.
See if you can get to VWAP. Oh.
SPY bounced back up. Still down on the day.
You knew it, huh?
Yeah.
I knew it. Shoes are trying to get the VWAP.
Yes, Qs are really choppy.
QQQ. Let's hold this AMC and see what it does.
That chart looks like some rolling waves. Good for
Right. I'm
surfing out.
covering my MC at the break-even point. It did seems that it's trying to recover these moving averages, and again, we're dealing with a stock that is crazy. It's just like a feeding frenzy. It might go down, but I just don't want to risk it because I don't have a great entry. Still, there is a potential to drop, but I don't want to get a squeezed. 5-minute chart looks like there is a big technical damage on it. So this drop on 5-minute chart is really bearish. That's why I took it short. The technical damage has been done. So this looks like it wants to really go short this time down. Yeah. Damn it. I knew it. But again, it's tough. Really, shorting it is tough. Even though there's a technical damage on it here, it's really tough. Again, I got squeezed really bad. So now that it's really getting these moving averages, now it's getting really scary to stay short.
Yeah. Still a little long here on CLNF, CLNE, I should say. But I'm going to stop out if it drops below 12 again. But I don't think I think it's kind of done. I can't see it getting back up and going to a new high here. Huh. But we'll see.
I think one more short than AMC is 64. See if this time wants to go down. Every dip is being bought back up. It's very interesting. Every dip is they're buying the dip.
Yeah. I'd say that's AMC.
Yeah. So many diamond hands. They're really holding the line. Literally holding the line.
Oh, there we go.
See, every touch that comes down is being bought back up. Every touch. I think it's mostly short covering. A lot of people are shorting it and cover. This is really dangerous to stay short on it. Yeah, I'm covering it. I don't want to be short in there. Even though the pattern looks like it wants to dump, it's just, yeah, I don't want to be short in there. Really, I shouldn't take that trade. Even though it's really tempting to get the big drop on it, but it's just, I don't want to be in there because definitely.
It feels like it's going to drop, but it's sitting right on the 9 moving average.
Yeah, it's better not to really trade it. For me, at least, I'm up really nicely. So
here you go. It's coming down to the VWAP again.
I knew it, Brian. I knew it. See.
Yeah. Now you. Yeah.
Might go. This one might go red for the day. Actually, now that it's dropping, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no! This might actually go all the way to 62.
No, I don't know.
YouTube guys, how are you? How you doing, YouTube guys? Give us a like, please, on YouTube. Yeah, a new T-shirt. We should get one. Oh my God. There is. I knew it. Did anyone took it
Knew it,
short?
eh?
I got cold hands. I got paper hand. Anyone?
Paper. But that's the thing with AMC. You just never know when it's gonna, when they're gonna, when the buying brigade's gonna come back in again.
Nice MW. Yeah, if I were a little bit patient, but again, I just that loss at the open just messed me up. Maybe that's why I used a little bit of bad language. Just I didn't see that squeeze coming, and I just, when usually you get a big size and you get a squeeze, that it's just like a deer in the headlamp.
Headlights.
Headlights. Yeah, you don't know really what to do, and eventually I just got out of it with a bad loss. Yeah. This might go. This AMC, if it loses it, it might go to this moving average in 5 minutes or 62.35. I wouldn't be surprised if this one even go red today if it loses the revap. No swamp. Apparently, I used the F words. I have to read the HR reports. Yeah, Peter sent me a message. I don't. I haven't dared to open the message yet. It's a voice message. Airbnb's high of the day. What did CLNE did? It's still struggling, huh? At high of the day. Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb is looking really good.
Bitcoin is down 37. Bitcoin is really in a trading range. It's just probably killing everybody. AMC still.
AMC looks like it's trying to bounce here, but that there's that 9 moving average now could act as resistance. It's kind of rolling over. CLNE might pop again. We still have a little bit. It's making an ascending triangle again on the 2-minute chart.
CLNE is going up.
Yeah. Wow, Airbnb is killing it.
Is John trading Airbnb? John, are you there? In it. I knew it. I knew who's trading what. See?
You knew it, eh?
I knew it. AMC is, yeah, it's losing it. I think it might go to red for the day, to be honest with you. I don't want to short it, chase it now. If it doesn't bounce back from here, this 5-minute moving average, it might go red for the day. It did test it. What, really, Mike? US-Canada border closure is extended to 21st of July? That doesn't make any sense.
What, they're extending the closure till the end of July?
Yeah, July 21st.
Oh.
That doesn't make any sense.
So another month. I'm gonna have to. I'll have to send a cardboard cutout down of myself for Thor's party in New York.
We'll party like it's 1990s. Yeah, it's for you. Yeah, everything is too choppy, AQ. I agree. I mean, AMC gave us a really good breakout trade. And CLNE was really clean at the open. Thanks to Brian for taking that. So I'm very positive for my day. So it's I had a really solid day. Although I had a really bad loss on AMC, but I recovered it by those three trades on the long side. And CLNE was a smaller trade, and I made some money on it. And TNA and TQQ holding this. And thanks to those guys in the pre-market who filled me at the random number, I'm still negative on the other account as well. So holding this, holding the line for you guys. AMC, I think it's good to really call it a day for me, because especially in that pain, I think I lost 10 years of my life. It's been a while that I haven't been squeezed like that. So once in a while it happens, and you got to be really careful. When it happens, you really have to get out. If I was still shorting in there, I would have blown up my account, definitely. Yeah, you never know. This AMC could have been gone to 70 today or 80, like, or GMC 72, but it might still go to 72 today. So still very strong. So you do not want to marry a losing position. When I'm saying that, people, they might not see that, but it does happen to you. Eventually, you get squeezed, or either long or short. Either direction completely goes out of your direction, and then just that's a recipe for ending your career plus your savings.
Yeah, I'm out of CLNE completely. It's just turning into a bit of a chop fest. I don't know where it's going to go, but it feels like it's run out of steam for the time being.
Nice RFG 2.7K. That's really nice.
920, 5-minute chart. Hmm. We should get some kind of funky price action around noon or 1. So get all this options activity going on. Jarad probably talked about that in the Engineering the Market show. Oxy looks like it's trying to break out here again.
Oxy. MU hit the scanner. Let's see what's MU doing. MU sold off. What happened to MU? What happened to my old buddy?
Hmm.
Is there news on it or something?
A little oxy just for fun here. See if I can get through 29.
Downgrade, thanks. Intel dropped too, huh? The semiconductor fun is over. Yeah. Not much of a volume though. What about Nvidia? Nvidia is $5,000 now. Every time that I look at Nvidia, it's just up another 100 points.
Yeah, it's going. Is it Nvidia's? When is Nvidia splitting? It's the 16th. Is it?
Why are we not in Nvidia? Why I don't have all of my life saving in Nvidia right now?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's if I was going to recommend one stock, it would probably be Nvidia for a long hold. They're in so much stuff.
Why don't you have this instead of Ford calls, these Nvidia calls, Brian?
Yeah, I know.
AMC broke out. AMC really broke out.
Broke down, you mean?
It broke down, yeah. AMC really, it might go red for the day, to be honest with you, on AMC. Really. That drop.
Yeah, it could well be. It's just they're into AI, and obviously they have the chip business, but they're really big in AI.
AMC short.
Roku's up quite a bit today too.
AMC short. AMC, I told you it's gonna go red. I think it's gonna go red.
Yeah.
Might go red for the day, AMC.
Yeah, there goes CLNE back to the view app there. Yeah, it's just getting choppy. It's probably going to bounce there and just chop along. It's getting into a usual sort of summertime Friday price action. Qs are still chopping, although they are making a pennant. They're making a bit of a pennant here, so I guess the question is it going to break out, or is it just going to are we just going to continue to chop sideways here for the rest of the day?
Sorry,
there's just the Qs, the index. Yeah. It's like I said, it's making it's forming a pennant on the 1 minute chart. We're just narrowing into a very, very narrow trading range right now. So you can kind of figure out which way it's going to go.
I'm taking a short on AMC. I know you judge me, but I'm taking a short on AMC. 62. On the other side, I think it's going to go red for the day. I'm short AMC.
ATHA is squeezing people.
I had really good confidence on this trade. Come on, break the low of the day that you squeezed me that time. Break the previous day close. You squeezed me in this place last time. Now this is really weak. Nice. Anyone took the short? Nice call. Nice, Sam. Yeah, I think it's gonna go red for the day. I told you it's gonna go red for the day. This just like the collapse was big enough to see that it was. What's happening with our website? The homepage isn't loading, but everything else is loading. It's weird. No, I'm ads. That's a good question. Might be worth adding a little bit here.
That's a good question. We probably should consider doing one now that the province has opened up. But I think it will have to wait. I think Andrew's going to do some travelings. He's going down to Thor's thing, so maybe after you get back from your trip.
Like
Andrew?
Google Meetup? Yeah, definitely. We
Yeah.
should do that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Mainland
So
Meetup.
when you get back from the NYC meetup.
And Peru. After that, I'm planning to go
Yeah.
to Peru. I'm actually covering my ads here. I don't like my ads here, so. But I still hold a few thousand shares here. Let's see if we can go there. This bounce on the previous day close was so strong, so kind of. No, you don't.
Yeah, bounced. Look at that. AMC bounced right off the yesterday's close. That was
Yeah, I'm all
predictable.
out. Yeah. No, actually, that's the one that I didn't see that one coming. I didn't knew it, or I didn't know it. I was expecting you to break down the previous day close, but I was wrong. My internet provider is Telus. Telus is Telus? Yeah, it's Telus is really good in Western Canada. Yeah, I'm all out on it flat. It's hard to trade this the short side, that's for sure. Flat. It might go. I think it might go red for the day, but again, just getting a good entry on it is hard. At least I didn't get it. After this breakout happened with volume, I just went short and added a couple of times. Got a really nice move from 61, 62 to 60, 50, but it's just bounced back very strong. These candlesticks, this bearish and bullish candlesticks are here. It's just going down short, and then it suddenly squeezes back up. So it's just hard to get another short on it. It's not a consolidation. If this candlestick was small, like half of this size, it would have been a consolidation for the next way down. But this one turned out to be a squeeze, so it's hard. And a lot of people are shorting it, and then everyone is afraid. And any strength you have to cover, and then it's just constantly. Algos and traders are trading it, but it's just the liquidity and volume and everything is just amazing on it. Cues are jerky, as Brian liked to mention him.
Yeah. Just trading in a range there.
Yeah, TELUS is more like in Western Canada. Website is back up. CLNE. CLNE is really jerky. AMC is disgusting. Donkey Kong is doing nothing. MU is selling off. Amazon is going up.
Yeah, Roku is strong too. Mentioned earlier.
Baba to Monday. TLT is the Treasury built on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the 20-year Treasury. It's if it's going up, then yields are dropping.
AMD is doing some stuff. AMC, I'm gonna stay away from AMC. I'm done with this guy for now. But yeah, the next level really was 65 that we really didn't break up 64.76. Not bad for a Friday. I made my loss back on AMC. CLNE was nice. General market is really choppy, but AMC definitely had some good moves on it. If I were not messing up at the open, it would have been a really nice opening range breakup. Definitely, I messed up trading it, so I only blame myself, not really the AMC. And CLNE was nice too. CLNE was a very nice opening range breakup, and 1 minute opening range breakup turned out to be really nice. Thanks to Brian that mentioned that. A nice add on it as well. Very nice.
CLNE is making a bit of a pennant here too, so watch for it to break one way or the other. I'm not sure which way it's going to break, but
yeah, Apple generally, I don't know, it stocks in play. I mean, that's what we discussed about that you gotta really, I don't know why you want to trade Apple today. I mean, there's no news on it, there's no volatility in the market or QQQ. I mean, why do you expect Apple not to be choppy? Seriously. That's the thing. That's why the concept of stocks in play are very important. Just you gotta find the stocks in play. When the Apple in the pre-market wasn't gapping up or down, there's no specific news. Sometimes when the whole sector or market is volatile, you can pick Apple. Like for example, when the interest rates were expecting to go higher, and then everyone was saying that tech or any companies that have very high P/E ratio was selling off, you could select Apple as a sector representative and trade that, because it was just the whole sector was volatile or the market was volatile. But I don't expect really Apple to trade outside of a range in a normal summer Friday day when the market is really almost flat. That's why we're looking for these stocks in play, and that's what very, very important. Finding the stocks in play. I mean, you can have a best trade book when you run it. Like someone mentioned yesterday, QS for we were trading this 920, Brian, and someone mentioned, what about QS? Can we do it into QS? And then we looked at QS, and there was really no volume in the QS here, until 11 o'clock. So I told myself and everyone else is that why do you expect the 920 works? Doesn't necessarily mean that every time that you see a 920 you should work. This is not in play. There's no time and sells, no volume, no volatility, no activity. You can't just random select a stock and say, hey, Brian told me a 920, it doesn't work. I mean, the stock selection is really important. On a choppy stock, no matter what trade book you have, probably is not going to work. So it's very, very important to have this good stocks in play. And the stocks in play are different. The stock that has gapped up significantly is different from the stock that has gapped down significantly. The stock that is above the VWAP is different from the stock that is below the VWAP. The stock that is, the float is 20 million is different from the stock that is the float is like 100 million. So there are all these elements that you have to put in place before making a decision. AMC, yeah, it's just squeezing back up. Has no desire to go red today. David from Connecticut. Happy Father's Day to all fathers. You guys are awesome. I know that. I mean, one of the reasons that a lot of people trade and they want to, grow their account, it's just because of the family, kids. You guys are the best. I wish I had kids. I love kids. Hopefully soon. Happy Father's Day.
Hopefully soon.
50% of the issue is solved. I'm ready. I just have to find a girl that is ready to. No, having a kid is awesome. Imagine you go into the mountains, the big cubs are following you. That's awesome.
They're going to put a cramp in your hiking and traveling for many years.
Yeah. That's okay, because you start living the life again in their perspective. I asked one of my friends, he was a climber, and told him that how's having a kid, and said it's awesome because I do all this stuff that I used to do, but now in the perspective of a kid. I'll take him to riding a bike for the first time, take him to swimming, go to the hike, always just do the life again in a slow motion for my kid, and it's just amazing. Yeah. JP, going to the mountain with your kid is awesome. I've never did anything with my dad, but imagine going camping with your father. Or I was climbing one day. There was a dad that was teaching climbing to his son. That was really cool.
Yeah, I've gone camping with my son. It's the challenge for me is keeping up to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Afraid of bears. Some guy just got attacked by a bear in BC. Yeah, nice short on Klein. I was, you could see it start to break down there. I actually thought about shorting it too, but I didn't. But you could see it forming that pennant. And when you see a pennant forming, you just wait for some kind of an indication as to which way it's going to break out of that narrowing trading action.
So CLNE?
Yeah, CLNE.
I don't think CLNE is in play anymore. I mean, it looks like it died. I thought it has the volume, but
we are getting into the sort of Friday price action here.
So this T-shirt, Low Float Garbage, it was a gift from someone in Austin 2 years ago. And behind it says, "Is doing some stuff." That I used to say that a lot. So he made it for me. It's a custom shirt.
Yeah, I had to stop out of Oxy. That didn't break out at all. AMC still looks.
I'm gonna miss the day that AMC is not in play. Mm-hmm. Really, really, it's gonna miss it. This is just amazing. Love this stock. Wish. Let's take a look at Wish. Yeah, Wish is running up. Wish is also a Wall Street bet play, yes?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, it is.
Yeah, Wish is running up.
Wow, Wish is popping.
Yeah, that's nice. It's getting some activity. Definitely, they're squeezing someone. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Might
big
go to
volume bar.
12 or at least at the next level. Oh, there you go. I would have been a good micro pullback on it.
We're right at yesterday's high right now. AMC's coming back up.
Wow, nice, nice, Amy. Thanks, Amy, for mentioning that. Yeah, this would have been a really good entry at 1140. Ross D also mentioned that.
It looks like the Qs might try to break higher here.
$11.68. Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
Damn, I should have jumped in there. Why didn't I do that, Ross?
I know. I
Amy,
should have
why
done
am I
that.
not? It's
And
gonna
now
go
I've
to
got
12. Yeah,
now we got FOMO.
FOMO. It's gonna. I think it's gonna go to 12. This is definitely a shorter squeeze.
Yeah,
Someone was short down there, and then it's just getting a squeeze, and then now, when the blood is there, everyone is jumping.
big ask at 750 or 75. There was a big ask there, 76, 1176.
I knew it. Yeah, no, I don't want to jump it now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a little dicey.
Gonna go for a quick break. I'll be back in a second.
SPY is starting to pick up. Looks like the Qs are going to start to break out here. I'd be surprised if the Qs go green on the day here. AMC is starting to pick back up again. Ron, got Orphans. Well, CLNE was a big one. Orph has been a bit of a chop fest. ATHA hasn't really moved that much either. Wow, Nvidia still strong here. I was looking at the options on Nvidia. They're really expensive. Yeah, I think the split is coming soon. The 16th sticks in my mind for some reason. Is it July 16th? July 20th. 19th, yeah. So the 19th is the last day before the split, so the 20th is the post. Yeah, it's probably really running up into that. Yeah, it's a 4 to 1. So you still got quite a long runway here. Still got pretty much a month before this thing splits. The only thing you have to be careful about is just you remember what Apple did. We had a nice run up on Apple going into the split, but it after the split happened, that's when the stock started to sell off. So it's kind of like a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So I would expect NVIDIA to maybe run up into this a little more, and then probably after the split, it'll probably pull back. Double bottom on CLNE. Yep, that's a double bottom. So you have a level to trade against. Second low is 1175. We might get a squeeze back up here on CLNE. My concern here now is this sort of, it's had its run, and it may just continue to leak lower here as we go on through the day. Everything's kind of trading flat right now. Yeah, Ryan PDT. Yeah. Yeah, awesome, eh? Yeah, nice trade. Nice trade, Ryan. Yeah, my concern with CLNE, I mean, it could go either direction right now. I don't feel like I've got an edge one way or another to try to figure out which way this is going to go. I mean, it could easily just sort of squeeze people back up. On the other hand, it could take another leg lower here. So I just can't read which direction it's going to go at this point. We are coming back to the 9 moving average on the 2-minute chart. This consolidation has brought us back there. So I guess the question is it going to hold there, or going to break through it to the upside?
All right, Brian. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
I knew it.
Looking for the weekend.
I knew it. I knew you're doing good. So AMC is struggling. Breakout.
Yeah, it's just getting choppy. There's your pop through the 9 moving average on CLNE. Back up to the VWAP.
I knew it. So how's everyone? What do you mean AD jokes? I think this is a comedy. Now, if I want to give you a joke, so in the payments and the back end, I can see some people like $29, your credit cards are declined. How's your economy doing?
Oh, geez.
Some people
Well,
just get the notification that credit cards decline. Not in sufficient fund. Why are you
for
here?
20 for $30.
Sometimes I'm saying, I email them. I said, dude, don't sign up for the community. This trading is not for you. Uh, how's your economy doing?
Wow.
I use marketable limit order. Essentially, market orders I'm using these days. But the bad thing is, you might get a bad feel. Like TQQ, this is a funny thing on TQQ. I wanted to buy some TQQ in the pre-market on Alliance, and it was pre-market. I pressed the market order, and I just got that bad feel on the pre-market. This week it was me. They filled me in this week, unfortunately. And then I later added, but let me see actually where I got filled. I should be able to see the chart. Let me bring that chart. So yeah, that then becomes the problem of show trades, show orders. See that garbage, the criminals exactly fill me in this. That's the alliance trade. The bastards just fill me right at 117.
I didn't think you can do a market order at the in pre-market. I thought you had to do a limit
You
order.
know, that's the background color. Is the background color is this one? No. Yeah, I did, and I thought that they automatically convert because in IB they convert it to limit order.
Right.
But this one, then they filled me at 111, 112.50, and then the criminals at 117.25. Can you believe that these criminals filled me at 117?
Took your money.
That was the thing. That was I used market order, but usually in IB it automatically change it to limit. But those bastards. And then Peter says, "Why are you saying N words? Just this level of criminality."
DoorDash is showing up on the scanner here. It's
This
been
is actually
really
a good picture.
ripping
I gotta
today.
take this picture. I gotta take this picture too for the class. Maybe Carlos, this is a nice technique that you show that how you get how not to use market order.
Did anyone use that double bottom on CLNE? Look, it's squeezing people back up again.
It's criminals.
Nice, Amir. Good one, Al. Yeah, congrats to everyone who got that. It was definitely a good place to take an entry. You had a good risk to reward.
Righty. Yeah, AMC came back up, recovered. The AMC might continue going up then, huh? Yeah, it might go up.
Yeah, the Qs have just been, if you look at the Qs, QQQ, it's just been trading in an extremely narrow range. They did a bit of a false breakout there. AMC still has really pretty good order flow. When you look at it, still pretty, lots of time in sales.
Yeah, no, it's gonna go to 64. I think. I think it's a long now. I don't want to trade it, but I think it was a really nice long at 63. I think it's gonna go up.
It's gonna
somehow
again.
did this lightning bolt pattern that Peter's trading.
SPY's selling off. Qs are selling off again. LEDS is popping up here. I don't know if this is a. I don't think this is a Wall Street. I don't think this is a Wall Street Bets stock. The spread on it is not very good.
Okay, so we're gonna do a recap. Thank you so much, guys, in the YouTube watching us. We appreciate if you like or comment or subscribe to our channel. That's it. Then we're gonna do the recap for today in the chat. So Carlos, I'm gonna stop the remix, and then we can do the recap in the chat room. Thank you so much, guys. Goodbye. See you on Monday morning. Brian,
Cheers,
if you can
guys.
stop that. Cheers. Come back into the chat room and then we do the recap.
Have a good weekend, everybody.